This week we launched an understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire to leave it to someone else. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light-touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I cannot tell you today what the answer is to this challenge, I can say with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How do you tackle climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology? The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together. But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. In these times, I'm acutely aware of how easy it is to feel disheartened. We are facing many battles on many fronts, but there is cause for optimism, because for every new weapon we face, there is a new tool to overcome it. For every attempt to push the world into chaos is a collective conviction to bring us back to order. We have the means. We just need the collective will. This week we launched an initiative alongside companies.
I want to start out by saying Barakatha Yahuwah, Barakatha Yaharushai, Barakatha Yahuwah, Barakatha Yaharushai. Call halal Yahuwah by Hashem Yaharushai. Call halal Yahuwah by Hashem Yaharushai by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that told me this doctrine in truth and sincerity. Shalom to elect. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahuwah, which means He is or He exists. By Hashem, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We know His name to be Yaharushai, which means He is the deliverer. He is the Savior for the Hebrew Israelites from the pedigree of your father. By Hashem, in the name of the Ruach HaKodesh, which means the Holy Spirit, that's able to give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of who we are, which are the true Hebrew Israelites. If you're so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, or of the speckled bird, looking like the other nations, and your spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahuwah Hashem Yaharushai, you could be one elect. Shalom. We've been discontinued from our heritage because we went off following after false gods and false idols, not following the law, statute, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. And because of those offenses, we were sent into captivity. But through Yaharushai HaMashiach being that perfect sacrifice in the flesh, to the Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, He's been given all power to be able to sit on the right-hand side of the Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, and to be able to open the seals of this book, to be able to give to the disciples, to the apostles, to the prophets, to be able to give the understanding to the tabernacle of David, and to be able to eat off that spiritual bread of the body of Yaharushai, because we are that spiritual temple that these oppressors are oppressors, which is Esau, Edom. Esau means wasted away he is, and they are the biblical Edomites. They're the ones that have a perpetual hatred towards Jake. They're the ones that are waging war on the people. Okay, perpetual means everlasting. These are the so-called white men of today. Okay, and the so-called white men of today, which are the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Warburgs, the Schiffs, have consulted together with these other heathen nations to hide thy hidden ones, which are you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, okay, or of the speckled bird looking like the other nations, because the Lord, through the curses, Deuteronomy 28:64, Hosea 8:8, we will be spread amongst these other heathen nations, and the Lord is going to draw the true men of the Lord out from, from darkness, okay, bringing you to the light, which is His truth, knowing truly who you are, your heritage. And what these devils have done, the so-called white man, what he has done is he's trying to combat the truth. Okay, but he can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And so what he's trying to do with his resources is trying to have these misinformation, disinformation boards to try to come against the truth, come against the light. Okay, but what the things that are done in the dark are what come into the light. They're being exposed for who they are. That veil is being lifted up. Okay, and that's the job of a prophet, to what? Put inquisition, okay, a heavy testimony through this word, okay, testifying this word, right, against these devils. And through that, that's why we're able to, what, bring in the kingdom of Yahuwah Shem Shai, Lord willing, we're of that number, and bring down what this Goliath, okay, which what David brought down Goliath, which is no one thought he could be able to do it, just like right now. But the Lord is the one that trains your hands for battle, okay, and we're not supposed to be afraid of what this devil has or what he's going to be coming up with. So let me start with that. I was just gonna go in the spirit. I had some scriptures written, but just hearing that devil's voice, is just a vexation of spirit, because everything that they're saying, talking about war and battles, okay, it's them creating the war. It's them creating the order out of chaos. It's them creating the Hegelian dialect, pressure from below, pressure from above, because they're the ones that have the power. They're the ones that have been given that sword in the fatness of the earth for a very short time, okay? But then they're trying to act like they're good people, okay? But that veil is being, what, lifted up off the people. Isaiah 25:7, I will destroy the mountain, the face of the covering cast over all the people, the veil that is spread over the nations. So Babylon the Great, which is America, okay, the USA, right? Babylon means confusion and America means bitter. And we're in a bitter, confused state when you have these elites of the world, these WEF meetings, these Davos meetings, these Bilderberg meetings, okay, these United General Assembly meetings, these Davos meetings, okay, that they're doing in the dark, when these think tanks, what, bringing out propaganda to wage war on the people. That veil is being lifted up, that man of sin is being revealed. Okay, mountain goes into what? Government. These governments, which you go into summit, you go into peak, is where they meet up, up in the mountains of Switzerland, okay, over there. And what are they doing? They're pushing forth all their abominations around the four corners of the earth, trying to bring in their New World Order, which is Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is on the back of your dollar bill. El Plumos Unum, which means one of many, with their one world government, their one world military, and their one world religion. And that religion goes into you worshiping the beast, following the beast, okay, which is that charagma, right, which is that mark that they're trying to implement by crashing the dollar bill, bringing in these digital assets, okay, the central banking digital currency, right, bringing in, so you can't be able to buy and sell unless you have this device, central banking digital currency. The paper dollar is gone, okay, that's why they're killing the economy. Bringing in will be controlled by a blockchain, which is going to be centralized, which is what that lady was speaking about. Okay, those are the stakeholders. As you saw, it had India and these different countries. These are the nations that have been against us forever, because these are the ones that hiss and they wag and have made money off the blood, sweat, and tears of our people. They're the ones that come over here, the Arabian, and pitch tents over here. They put out their, they'll have their bodegas, their stores, right? And they'll have the oldest food in there, serving you chips, which have nothing but chemicals in them, serving you these sodas, which take away your ability to have children, okay, and all sorts of pork grinds, and all this trash that Esau has set up for our people, because they've done a diligent search on how to take out our people, putting these bull shark pimp pastors in the different neighborhoods, paying them with the 501c3, okay, and then also putting us in the concrete jungles. Okay, taking us away from trees, taking us away from the the CO2, which they're trying to do right now, because climate change is nothing but them depopulating the earth, you getting killed by so-called depopulation, when they're putting barium, aluminum in the air, they're putting fluoride and mercury in the water, they're putting GMO foods, genetically modified organisms. As far as the food's not real, it doesn't have nutrients in it, so there's no value in the food anymore. Okay, basically you're just eating slop, right? Even if you go to Whole Foods and things like this, never trust thine enemy, for like iron is rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay, and what is he doing? He's declaring that he is what we thought he was, the most vilest, dirtiest, nastiest, profane, outside the temple, rejected Edomite, which is these so-called white men of today. Okay, and just seeing that devil, you know what I mean, just speak, and it's probably actually a guy, because a lot of these leaders that they put in, they'll put women, but they'll actually be guys. Going back to Egypt, okay, and what they do is they practice all sorts of frazzle dripping, which goes into with the children. Okay, and these veils are being lifted up of who these devils actually are and what they're doing in the dark. Okay, and the Lord said that would happen, that this word would hewn them and cut them, and ultimately bring forth the judgment. Isaiah 29:15, it says, "Woe," which means destruction, "unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahuwah, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth this?" So again, what are they doing? They're speaking with a double tongue. Okay, they're speaking with that double tongue, because on one side they're saying, hey, we want to help, we just want to do the right thing, but at another side they're actually plotting mischief in the dark. And the true men of the Lord are exposing this devil through the unicorn of who he actually is. Okay, which is the son of perdition, fitted for wrath and destruction. Sirach 28:13, "Curse the whisper and the double tongue, for which have destroyed many were at peace." Okay, and that's what they do. They speak with a double tongue. Okay, out of one end they'll say, hey, we just want to make a treaty. On the other end, they want to hit you with smallpox. Okay, Psalms 12:2, "They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak." Okay, and that's exactly how they talk. Okay, you never know what they're actually doing, because everything that they have is what their open sepulcher. Let's get that. The Psalms. Yep, it says, yep, right here. Psalms 5:9, "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulcher. The flatterer with their tongue. Destroy them, O Yahweh. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out of the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee." Okay? They are open sepulcher. It says the same thing over here. Romans 3 and like 13 or something like that. Romans 3, yep, and Romans 3:11, "There is none that understand, there is none that seeketh after God." Okay, there's none that seeketh after Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. Why? Because going back to Cain, Yahweh's face was turned from Cain, which means that he wouldn't have the understanding, because he's profane and outside the temple. He wasn't meant to get this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, because you have people out here that say, well, I know some white people that are good. No, there's not one that's good. It says it right here, 12, "They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one." So there's not one. That's why they're going to be exterminated. Obadiah 1:18. Because again, it also speaks about they shall have no nephew, okay, or son, because again, going into the pedigree of your father, right? So again, if that lineage is Numbers 1:18, okay, Numbers 1:18 speaks about what the pedigree of your father, okay, far as that goes to your lineage. Okay, it's not about the woman, it's actually about the man, that seed. If you have an apple tree, you have an apple tree far as in America, you plant the seed. When you plant one in China, does that make it an orange tree? No, it makes it an apple tree. So that's the same thing it goes into when the man, which is the husband, okay, husbandman, right? He plants the seed, plants his rod inside the woman, okay, and then she brings forth the baby, and gives it nourishment. That's why wisdom is known as the woman, or her. Okay, Romans 3:13, "The throat is an open sepulcher. With their tongues they have used deceit, the poison of ass under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness." Okay, and that's all they're speaking about, is bitterness, waging war on the people. At one hand, they say, hey, we just want free speech. On the other hand, no, we need this control. We need to fight these battles. Okay, but they never actually say who the people are, right? But we know who they are. They're actually the true men of the Lord. Okay. Yep, their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways. It says, the way of peace have they not none. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Yeah, because why? They think they are God. Slakia. Yeah, because they think they are God. Slakia, it was just a fly flying around. And that's how nasty Esau Edom's kingdom is. You know? So real quick, this is... Yep. 2 and 4, who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So again, that's why he doesn't seek after Yahuwah Shem Shai, because he believes that he is. Okay, the Lord has put a heavy spirit of that pride. Okay, Malachi 1 and 4, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee. Okay, they shall build, but the Lord's going to destroy. Okay, and this goes through what the coming of what the prophets. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahuwah shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That goes into the prophets. And thou shalt destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. And when you go into that word lying right there, it goes into pseudos, which it goes into a broad sense, not what it seems to be. And that's what they're trying to come with, these climate change, which means depopulation, which has nothing to do with anything, because CO2 you need. If you don't have CO2, if you don't have that, guess what? You don't have life. Okay? That's why they have another thing called deforestation that they do, where they cut down all the trees, taking away all the CO2. They also destroy the bees. Okay, the bees bring forth honey, which bring forth pollination, bring forth the ecosystem, and they're trying to destroy that, coming with these genetically modified bees and things like that. Okay, this is the man of sin. This is the son of perdition. This is the devil that's coming down with these lying wonders. Okay, and that's ultimately gonna make wrath with the woman. Okay, because again, we're exposing who this devil is. Isaiah 29 and 15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahuwah, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth this and who knoweth this? Okay, the Lord sees everything. He beholds good and evil. Okay, that's why our Lord is omnipotent, because he knows good and evil. He has the intelligence on what you're going to do. And he's also a man of war. Proverbs 15 and 3, the eyes of Yahuwah are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Okay, so, and how is he in every place? With the angels. You have celestial angels, and then you have the terrestrial angels, which are the prophets that are able to give forth the vision and give forth the messages to Yahuwah Shema Shai, which is able to bring forth the vision that's about to happen to this place, which ultimately that is the judgment. Hosea 6 and 5, therefore I've hewn them by the prophets, which hewn means cutting down. Okay, cutting them down from their lofty estate, bringing them down to the dung and the worms, which is their true inheritance. Therefore I've hewn them by the prophets, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and their judgments as light that goeth forth. Okay, so again, these judgments are coming forth. The Lord is not prolonging his word anymore, that he said that he would seek vengeance on our enemies. Ezekiel 12 and 28, therefore I said unto them, thus said Yahuwah Shema Shai, thou shalt none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, said Yahuwah Shema Shai. Okay, and who's the word? Yahuwah Shai. Okay, Yahuwah Shai, Revelation 19 and 13, and he is the King of Kings, Lord of Hosts. Okay. Ecclesiastes 8 and 4, where the word of a king is, there is power, and who say unto him, who doest thou? Whose keepest the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and the wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because to every purpose there is a time and judgment, and therefore misery of a man is great upon him. Okay, so again, this is the end of Esau Edom's kingdom. How do we know that? Right here. Isaiah 42 and 9, behold, the former things I come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you them. So again, the prophecies that happen, the downfalls of each one of these queendoms. Okay, and now it's the end has come. Okay, according to the scriptures, according to measuring the time diligently, where we're at in the scriptures. And the Lord is telling his prophets what's about to happen, because that's what prophet means. Okay, which means what? They're also known as 1 Samuel 9:9. They were known as the seers, where you're able to see the judgment. Okay, because the Lord brings forth the judgment. Every kingdom has an end. Okay, the only kingdom that's going to be everlasting is the kingdom of Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. Okay, Yasha Allah, princes of the power. That's an everlasting kingdom. That's forever. Okay, after this regime is up, that's the last of the heathens ever ruling. Okay, and they know that, because that's why they're coming with this great accusation against the the men of the Lord, against the truth. Amos 3:6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Yahuwah had not done it? So ultimately, wrath, using that modern day Assyrian to be able to bring forth that hammer, because again, this earth has been fulfilled far as wickedness. Okay, that's why you see man on man, woman on woman, transformers. Okay, that's why you see constant people. You have over there in Spain, where they want to be able to be with children. Okay, openly. They said that's their right to be with children. Okay, and that's what they want to do, because ultimately that goes into Esau Edom. And it's not just about the women. They want to be with the boys. Okay, because that's what Esau is. He's profaning outside the temple. Okay, and through their wickedness has been fulfilled in the air. The Lord, let me just get a scripture real quick. Isaiah 13:11, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay, going into what? Esau, Edom. But anybody that's thrust through, so our people like to think that Esau, or the white man, is a good guy. He's just a great guy. We're going to do business transactions with him. Okay, when the Lord told you not to trust him, it also said make no covenants with them, right? This is what's going to happen to those people that trusted Esau. Isaiah 13:50, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto him shall fall by the sword. Okay, so again, you're going to fall by the sword. You're going to be dashed to pieces, just like Esau Edom, because you trusted in that devil. When the Lord told you never what to trust in man. Okay, Jeremiah 17:5, thus said Yahuwah, cursed be the man that trust in man, that make flesh his arm, whose heart depart from Yahuwah. So your heart goes into your mind, departing from Yahuwah Shem Yahushai and what he actually has for you. It also says that in, Psalms? Yep. Man, it is better to trust in Yahuwah than put confidence in princes. All nations can pass me about, but in the name of Yahuwah I will destroy them. Yeah, the Lord's going to destroy these evil, wicked devils, because the Lord has given forth the mysteries to the servants, the prophets. And what are they going to do? They're going to bring forth the far as the judgments through putting out these epistles, going on the highways and the byways, and let these people know, these heathen nations and also our people, which if you don't comply, then you will be destroyed. Okay. Amos 3:7, surely the Lord Yahuwah Shem Yahushai would do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay. Servants, the prophets, they have the mysteries, they have the understanding. It says, the lion had roared, who would not fear? And Yahuwah Shem Yahushai has spoken, who can but prophesy? So again, that lion is Yahushai, who can but prophesy? Because what? The true men of the Lord, they heard that speech, and what? They were afraid. So they went out and prophesied, giving our people warning. Habakkuk 3:2, O Yahuwah, I've heard thy speech, and I was afraid. O Yahuwah will revive the work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years have make known the wrath and remember mercy. So the Lord's remembered his mercy far as he give us the understanding of the scriptures. We just have to cleave onto this word to the end. He that endured to the end shall be saved. Okay, and we're praying that we know that the Lord's going to save his elect, but we're praying more of that number by making our call and election sure. By making our body a living sacrifice, okay? A prayer without ceasing, standing upon that rock. Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. So again, the house of Israel. It doesn't say the house of the Edomites, the house of the Moabites. No, it says Israel, because those are the only people that the Lord's coming back for. Real quick. Acts 5:31, it says, him hath God, which is Yahuwah, exalted with his right hand to be a prince, which is Yahawashi, see, capital P, and a savior, capital S, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Okay? That's it. That's for Israel. Okay? And the reason why I was reading like that verbatim is because we had this guy that came to camp. We believe him, to be an Edomite, but we tried the spirit. Okay, he left kind of cut up, but at least he got the truth. Whether he's a heathen or he's a 2/3, or maybe he's of the elect. You never know. But the thing is that this is for Israel. It's not for everybody, because he was talking about it's for everybody. I'm a God's child. No, you better be of the promise, and if of the promise, it goes into the elect. Okay, this is only for Israel. This book is not written for you heathen nations. Okay, that's why it says give what Israel warning, and those watchmen are known as watchmen are the prophets. Okay, and what are they doing? Watching upon the tower and looking far as the tower is what the internet, looking over and being able to see different articles, and they've been given that 7th operational skill to be able to see what's going on, filter it through the scriptures, be able to break it down, make it plain upon tables to be able to give to the body. Okay, and that's what you see right now, and these are called tears. We're crying out to the Lord and exposing this devil. Okay, Ezekiel, and when you go into that word warning, it goes into teach our people the way. Okay, the way of what? This book, not of your own will, not of your own lust, but of this book, the things that you can do to be able to build up the body. Again, going into prayer, going into who the enemy is, because that's power, and knowing who your enemy is. Once you know who your enemy is, you can be able to secret place, which is in the scriptures. Ezekiel 3:19, yet if thou warn thy wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered the soul. Okay, and that's what it's all about. It's not having your hands clean in this thing. Okay, making sure that when the Lord comes back, that you you spent that money well. Those talents that he gave you, you use his money in the right way. You invested in it. You made sure that you tried to whatever that you did, you tried to increase in that, and you asked for help whenever that you needed without wavering. Okay, and real quick, going into sitting upon that tower, sitting upon that watch, because back in the day you would sit upon the castle, and you would look down to see who basically if there was people trying to adversaries trying to come in, enemies trying to come in, you would blow the sound of the trumpet. Or if you had people, there's different sounds, and right now we're blowing the sound of a trumpet, telling you that Yahawashi, the King of Kings, Lord of Hosts, is coming back. And when he comes back, there's going to be he's coming with a great sword, and that armory is going to be let out, and those that are not accompanied with Yahawashi, those that are not on the side, are going to be destroyed. Okay, but those that seek Yahawashi are going to have what the issues of life. Okay, you're going to be able to some of them are going to be able to escape death. Now some of us got to die martyrs. Okay, but again, he that endured to the end for their name's sake, it also speaks about the Lord shall have no torment on them. Okay, as far as when they have these internment camps, because again, going into what that lady was saying, she's trying to combat the truth. Okay, and and it says Revelation 2:10, some of us shall be put in prison 10 days, which is a perfect number of days. Okay, and that doesn't mean it's just 10. It might be more, it might be less. Okay, but just until your trial and test of faith is the Lord deemed you ready, or deemed you of the elect, right? And we all want that calling. Many are called, but few are chosen. We want to be of that chosen line. We know we've been called, right? But we want to be of that chosen. When you go into chosen, it goes into electos, okay? Of the elect, chosen from the foundation of the earth, predestined. This is a wisdom of Solomon, because we're speaking about that tower, and this is how the word goes out. Okay, Apostle Gabar and Apostle Dahar, they always say that the internet does the heavy lifting. Okay, that's how Yahawashi drew me to the truth, is through the internet. I didn't see someone that was on the highways and the byways. Okay, which that's very important. You're supposed to be out there, that spectacle, right? But the Lord drawed me in through the internet. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 8:1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another. Mightily, sweetly do she order all things. So this internet, the internet is what, real quick, it covers the whole earth. Okay? Covers the whole world in an oinking minute sense. So that's why you have brothers over there in Peru. That's why you have brothers over there in London. That's why you have brothers over in Mexico. And then you have brothers over here in Babylon the Great. These different camps, which are the camps are known as the churches, okay, and the scriptures are being set up in the name of Yahuwah Shemar Shai, because they might be speaking the different languages as far as our oppressor, but they're all coming in the name of Yahuwah Shemar Shai, which is in the ancient Hebrew. And they're all speaking the same thing. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Okay, Habakkuk 2 and 14. For the earth shall be filled with knowledge and glory of Yahuwah as the waters cover the sea. So again, those waters are what John 7 and 38. Okay, these living waters, which is the word. And what covers the sea is known as the people. Okay, it's covering the people. Because even Hebrews 4 and 12, this word is what will cut you to a two-edged sword. So you have these celebrities that know they're Israelites. Well, what do? They have got their consolation here. So they're not actually in the truth. Only the elect are going to be able to attain this true wisdom and knowledge and understanding, okay, of the truth. It says 15, woe unto them that give his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest his drunken also, thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what Edom wants to do, okay, as far as he gives you forth Roman Catholicism, Christianity, okay, all these false philosophies that lead you astray, that lead you to a trap and a snare. Okay, to what? Trust in him. Because we already read in Psalms 118, never trust in men. Don't trust in these kings and these princes. Okay, because again, what are they going to do? They're going to have you be in subjection and be under them with that charagma in your arm, okay, or in your right hand or in your forehead. Okay, that's what they want to do. They want to have you be a cyborg and be a slave forever and have no voice. Don't talk about nothing. You will own nothing and be happy. That's their strong drink. Okay. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, and the cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spilling shall be on your glory. So that's what you're going to have, Esau. Okay, that's going to be your dirt and worms. You're going to, first of all, you're getting exposed by these other heathen nations that you ain't shit. Okay, and now you're going to be really exposed because you're not going to have that great sword. You're not going to have that money. You're not going to have no more suits. No more Bentleys, no more castles where you can be engaged in pedophilia, engaged in, blood drinking. You're not going to be able to do that because, again, you're being uncovered. You're being exposed. Esau, Edom, you're being made bare. The white man is being made bare. We know who you are. You're the son of perdition. You're the one that's waging war on the people, poisoning the water, bringing forth these false doctrines, these false philosophies. You're the one that pays for these camps that come up with these 501c3s and come up with these bugged out doctrines. But we also know that Yahuwah Shema Shai is the one that's in control of the movie. And we're praying that we're on the right-hand side, the tabernacle of David, and that our sacrifice would be counted worthy and acceptable and pleasing to the Lord, because we're singing that new song. Okay, we're not coming with our own song, our own beats. We're coming with the song of Yahuwah Shema Shai, and that's all through the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay? And Esau, Edom, you're coming out with a bugged out song. Okay? And we're here to combat that. Because that's misinformation. That's disinformation. That's not the truth. Okay? The truth is what is Yahuwah Shema Shai. I am the way, the truth, the light. Okay? He that followeth me, shall have the issues of life. Right? Roughly paraphrasing. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another, mightily and sweet do she order all things. And that she is speaking about wisdom. That's why they want to knock down the internet. That's why they're going to have these power outages. That's why they're going to have these EMP hits. Okay? And that goes into the famine of the word. That goes into what that lady was speaking about. Okay, we need to stop this. We need to do this. We need to do that, because they know that they got it but a short time. It says, I loved her and I sought her out from my youth. And that her is speaking about wisdom. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of beauty. And that she is cognizant with Yahweh. She magnified her nobility. Yeah, Yahuwah Shai of all things himself loved her. For she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of Yahweh and the lover of his works. The mysteries. What are the mysteries? Who Esau, Edom is. Who we are. Okay, what we have to do for salvation. Okay, faith without works is not dead. Just because you have faith, where's your works? Okay, you can't rest on your laurels what you did 2 years ago. I did this 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Oh, I did that a month ago. Nah, it's what you do today. What does diligence mean? Make your diligence to make your call and election sure. When you're Yahuwah Shai taught daily in the temple, aren't we supposed to be like Yahuwah Shai? right? To the best of our ability. It says 5, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? So you can't go buy wisdom. You can't go buy understanding. You can't go buy fear. Okay, Esau has all the money in the world, but he can't buy redemption. He's been rejected. And our people have been rejected because they follow after Esau, Edom. They follow after the white man and what he does. They have Stockholm syndrome. But the men of the Lord have what that drapetomania. They don't want to be under a pedophile. They want their kids safe. And that's through Yahuwah, Mount Chezedek. Okay, King of Righteousness? Shalom, Solomon. Okay, because King Solomon's kingdom that reigned for 40 years of peace, that's just been on pause till Yahuwah comes back, because Yahuwah is Solomon. He is the peacemaker. He's also the destroyer. And he's coming back in his, his great force. And you heathen nations can't do nothing about it. You come in with your transformers, speaking all tough, like you somebody. You just a vessel created for what? Dust. The brother said, human charcoal. You just created for charcoal. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 6. If prudence work, who of all that is more cunning workman than she? And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. Nothing more profitable in life than wisdom. And Esau doesn't have wisdom. His wisdom is set up for his judgment. He was created since the beginning to be a ticking time bomb. And now he's about to blow up. Okay? 8, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old. Yeah, so know the secular history, know what's going on, know what Esau is going to do, because what was written for our foretime was written for our learning, and nothing new is under the sun. Okay? And conjureth aright what is to come. So again, Isaiah 42 and 9. Okay, you know the former things, you understand the mysteries, what the judgments, the World War III, that Esau Edom's going to come in like a flood, that Yahuwah is going to come back, that he would visit us with the chariots. And isn't he doing these things? He's doing a great work. I think that's Psalms 119, doing a great work, right? She, which is wisdom, knoweth the subtleties of speeches and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders and events and seasons to come. So again, subtleties, okay, the speeches, the things that are going on, the understanding of what this devil is actually speaking about, reading between the lines, and that goes into that wisdom. This is Sirach 17 and 5. Sirach 17 and 5, it says, they that receive the use of the 5 operations of Yahuwah, in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and the 7th speech, the interpreter of the cognotations thereof. That's going into the prophets. They have that 7 operational skill. Okay, the average person has what? 5. Okay, the 6th part to what? Impart it, to be able to what? Break it down, and then what? Give the understanding. The 7th is to be able to speak it and make it plain upon tables. They're an interpreter of the cognotations thereof, so the things that are about to happen. Okay, the seers, right? That's why the Lord set Jeremiah 1 and 10 set us over the nations, because we were able to see Esau Edom's destruction. We're not in delusion, okay? Because we are friends of Yahuwah Shemar Shai. Let me just get that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon. Yep, 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through the things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath and power of Yahuwah, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahuwah, in the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, remaining in itself. She maketh all things new, in all ages entering to holy souls. She maketh them friends of Yahuwah in the prophets. For Yahuwah loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Okay, Yahuwah Shemar Shai is only dealing with the prophets right now. Okay, and those believers working on what their pure mind, because they're the ones that are going to have what, that faith. What is that? Matthew 17 and 20. And Yahuwah said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, so poquito, a little bit, right? You shall say unto this mountain, these governments, right? Esau, Edom's government, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. So nothing is possible when you have Yahuwah Shem Shai with you. Okay? Do all things what is done through him. Okay? What is that? That's Matthew 19. Yep. 26, but Yahuwah Shai, behold them, I said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with Yahweh all things are possible. So all things are possible through Yahuwah Shem Shai. Okay, but again, you have to have that faith. And who's the only people that are going to have that faith? The elect. Okay? This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 16. Yep, and 9. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and hath care for his elect. Okay? Because the Lord is only dealing with what his elect. And that's the reason why it speaks about, also going back to Matthew. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, these days shall be shortened. So again, when you go into that word elect right there, it goes into electos. Okay, to what be chosen from the foundation of the earth, to what be predestined. Okay, because again, what are they coming out with? The climate change. They're coming down with the great wrath. They're coming back with a flood. Okay, and the Lord's going to raise us up in that tower. Okay. Real quick, let me read this again. Except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. For the elect's sake, those days be shortened. And the Lord is what? Speeding up the days. For what? The elect's sake, for his electos. Okay? And we're praying what we're of that number, that we're counted worthy. Okay? Through this wisdom. Because what? That is a friend of the prophets. Oh yeah, that's where I want to go. Tawadi Yahbashim Shai. John. What was that? John. Yeah, John. So we'll start from John 15 and 1. John 15 and 1. I am the true vine, my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that make it bring forth more fruit. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So that's how we're baptized. So what? Through the word. Okay, the word what cleanses us of our sins. Okay, Ephesians, what is that, 5 and 26? It says, abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No man can you except abide in me. So that vine is Yahuwah Shai, and we are those branches that are growing off that vine. Okay, it says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abideth in me, I in him, same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. Okay, if a man abide not in me. So again, you got these 2/3, and also these heathen nations. Okay, they don't want to be a part of it. Well, first of all, the heathen nations can't be a part of it, so they're already condemned anyway. But 2/3 of our people, even those that know they're of Israel, that are coming with that false doctrine, they're not of that vine. They crept up and unaware. It says, if a man not abide in me, so you don't follow this word, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and a man gather them and cast them into a fire, and they are burned. So again, what is that speaking about? That's speaking about the intercontinental ballistic missiles, those thermal nuclear missiles, okay, that are gonna be destroyed, that are gonna destroy Babylon the Great. This place is gonna be a wasteland. It says right here, John 15 and 14. John 15 and 14. You are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. So what did the Lord say? John 21 and 17. If you love me, feed my sheep. Ezekiel 2 and 1, learn this roll, eat this whole roll, and go out there and teach. Okay? Give our people warning. Give my people warning. Israel. Okay, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. So again, he's given us the mysteries, the understanding of the destruction that's going to happen, of what to do when the Lord comes back. Occupy till I come. Did he say, yo, chill out? You guys, when he said, fret not, does that mean, yo, we're just going to chill out, we're going to kick it, we're going to party until Yahuwah Shai come back? No, do the work, okay, and trust in me, and I shall what? Redeem you, okay, because he is the Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. 16, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, going into what? Elect, or and ordained you, okay, that you should go and bring forth fruit, that you might fruit should remain, that whatsoever you ask of the Father, Yahuwah, in my name, he may give it to you. That's why we say Yahuwah Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, and his Son, Yahushai, because Yahuwah sent forth his Son for what? Our sins, to forgive sins, okay? And the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, that gives us what? That breath of life, that separates us from these other nations, because they don't have the breath, okay? It says, these things I command you, that you love one another. And what does that go into? That goes into what? Feeding the sheep. Okay. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before I hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I say unto you, that the servant is not greater than his Lord, Yahushai. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will also keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto for my name's sake, because you know not him that sent me. So again, but this world is going to end up knowing like the Lord, like we know him, which is known as what? The El Shaddai. Okay, but those that follow him are going to be able to be saved. Okay, it says, if I had not come, so Yahushua had not come, I spoken unto them that I had not had sin. It says, and they had not had sin. But now I have no cloak for their sin, okay? He hath hated me, hate my Father also. So again, if you despise this word, okay, if you're coming with a false doctrine, you despise Yahuwah, because Yahuwah sent forth the decree, which is the word, which is Yahushua, okay? And before the Lord, what? He used to look at our ignorance, but again, when the Lord brought us into the ministry, he started to look at us, okay, now you got responsibility. It speaks about that real quick. This is, I think that's Ecclesiastes 1 and about 18. 1 and 18. Yeah, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increased knowledge increased sorrow. So again, because you have more and more responsibility. But the Lord is not going to give you too much that you can't bear. Okay, he knows how much you can be able to do. Okay, that's why you got to keep pushing through. Pushing through the pain, pushing through the sorrow, pushing through the losses, right? Because again, that goes into that cross. And that cross is what? Bearing that indignation, the righteous anger from the Heavenly Father, because we know that we sinned in our past lives and even in this life. And we're praying that he has mercy on us, in this time right now. Acts 17 and 30, in the times of the ignorance, Yahuwah winked at, but now commanded all men everywhere to repent. So we're supposed to be repenting for our sins and what? Putting off that old man, putting on that new man, accepting reproof, accepting rebuke, okay, accepting whatever works that the Yahuwah Shema Shai has put on our table, and doing those works without without being a baby, you know what I mean? So let me get a scripture on that, because we're supposed to be what? Men. Okay, the Lord's raising up men. He's not raising up, children. Okay, well, but he's raising up men. Okay, this is I think it's 10. Slocky, let me get it right here. I think it's second Ezra. I know it's 10, but I think it's about 33. Second Ezra is 10 and 33. And it said unto me, stand up manfully, and I will also advise thee. So stand up manfully. So again, that goes into accountability. Okay, because a child doesn't have accountability. They don't know what to do. But now you know what to do, because the Lord has woken you up, giving you that breath. That's why before he winked at our ignorance, because we didn't know that we were going off. Okay? But now the Lord has shown us, apostles shown the way that the issues of life. Second Ezra 14 and 13. Because again, this goes into what? Putting your house in order. Second Ezra 14 and 13. Now therefore set thy house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from the immortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, put now off the weak nature. So again, that soft nature. That's what Esau Edom wants you to be. He wants you to be as soft as a simp. Okay, he wants your woman to smash you in the head. He wants you to follow after these pedophiles and these homosexuals. He wants you just to be able to be like him. Okay, and again, but we got to put off that weak nature. Not trying to. I'm gonna, in 10 years, I'm gonna go to college for 10 years, and then, trying to be a part of the society. Okay, but the Lord has given you a calling. He's called you, and you're praying that you're chosen. Okay. It says 15, and I set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Haste thee to flee from these times. So flee away from you think that, Esau is going to persecute you or whatever the case may be. Put off that weak nature. Okay. Don't worry about the your woman's tripping, your job's tripping. Trust in the Lord. It says 16, for yet greater evils than those that has seen happen shall be done hereafter. Okay, because again, the things that we've seen is going to be way worse, right? The Lord speaks about a time of trouble like never before. 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon that dwell therein. So again, we used to be hunters. Okay, we used to go out and get our food. Now we go down to the 7-Eleven, or we go down to the grocery store to get our food. And then you have what this feminist nature, because Esau Edom has put the woman above the man. So when you put the woman above the man, you have that feminine nature, that effeminate. That's why you have Jakes walking around with their pants hanging below their ass, showing their rod, showing their ass, which goes back to what Esau Edom used to do. That goes back to buck breaking, wearing your pants below your ass, showing everybody that you're open for business. Okay? Those are all customs of the heathen and what they did to us when we were in slavery. Okay? Which we're still in captivity, but the Lord is waking us up out of the congregation of the dead. It says 18, for the time is fled away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now haste in the vision to come, which thou hast seen. So the Lord has given us the mysteries of the things that are about to be seen. So we're supposed to be visualizing the Lord, getting us out of trouble, visualizing us eating, when all hell is breaking loose. We're supposed to visualize that, and that goes into what the mysteries that Yahuwah Shemashai has given his elect to be able to give to the flock. Okay. This is Sirach 17:6. Counsel and tongue and eyes and ears, heart gave to him understand. Wherefore he filled with knowledge and understanding, showed him good and evil. So the good is what? Following Yahuwah Shemashai. The evil is following after that dyke right there. Following after her and what she says. And what these WEF members are trying to say. It says, he gave them glory in the marvelous acts forever. They might declare his works with understanding. The elect shall praise his holy name. So the elect is going to praise what? His holy name. Okay? And these heathen nations are going to have the understanding of who our Lord is, because his name is going to be what? Glorified again. This is Ecclesiastes 36:1. Have mercy upon us, O Yahuwah Shemashai, of all. Behold us, and send thy fear upon thy nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against thee, these strange nations, and let them see their power. Hast thou once sanctified in us before them, so be magnified among them before us, and let them know thee as when you know there is no God, but only thou, O God. Okay? And so again, let me read this again. 5. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God, but only thy power, Yahuwah Shemashai. So these heathen nations are going to have the understanding of who our Lord is. Okay? And also what these, and also 2/3 of Jake. Okay? Because again, this everything that's, that was done in the dark is what? Now coming to the light. Okay? You can't say you didn't hear this word. You can't say you don't know who the evil is. Okay? Luke 8:17. It says, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Okay? So nothing is secret. These things that they're doing in the dark, they're being brought forth to light, because now they have to what? Speak draconian. Okay? And the Lord is what? Interrupting their enterprise, because they're actually condemning themselves. Because they're exposing who they are and what their actual true intentions are. Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yeah, their new world order, having everyone in subjection, having everyone under that mark. okay, under this new world order that they're trying to bring forth. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So again, they have to move fastly. So when you have to move fast, you're not able to dot your T's and cross your I's. Wait. It's like I said that backwards. Dot your I's and cross your T's. They're not able to do that. Okay, like they once were. They once had the time, but now they don't have the time. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as at night. So they meet in these think tanks. They meet in these Bilderberg meetings, and then when the morning is light, they practice it. And now they're practicing it, putting on the people, seeing what they do, bringing out a diligent search. But he that saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope in iniquity and stoppeth their mouth. Okay, stop at their mouth, stop at these jaws that are going to be coming at our people, coming at all of us. The time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, because again, they know that they have but a short time, and they are what wroth with the woman. They are what giving forth that accusation. Let me get a scripture before I go there. This is Psalms 50 and 18. Psalms 50 and 18, it says, when thou sawest a thief, then consented with him, and it has been a partaker with the adulterer. So again, they love thieves, they love pedophiles. They if you're part of that, that's how these nations got rich, through rape, rob, and murdering. They learned from what Esau, Edom. Okay, and they exalt the most vilest people to the best of their ability. Those are the ones that have the riches. Now the true riches are actually wisdom. Okay, but again, we're still at a low estate. But the Lord's gonna execute that judgment, and then we'll be glorified. Lord willing, for other elect will be glorified with Yahuwah. 19, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and tongue frameth deceit. And that's what they're trying to do, frame deceit, saying that this truth is misinformation, disinformation, when we're combating the truth. And as you've seen with that Beetlejuice that came out, now you have YouTube saying it's all good. You can say whatever you want. But the same day they put out we're not gonna mess with people's videos. That was the same time they took down my page. Okay, they took down my page from a video I did over a year ago, which was called Macharian Candidate. Okay, the fall of Babylon. Okay, which we're at. That's where we're the point that we're at. Then they at the same time shows you they speak with a double tongue, and they're what, framing deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and thou slanderest thy own mother's son. So again, Esau is our brother, but he is the vessel created to dishonor. Okay, he is the wicked, right? And Jacob is what, the righteous. Okay, and they what, slander their son with what their legislation, with their lies and their deception. Okay, but now they're at their what end? It says Revelation 12 and 10. Slack it, bear with me. Revelation 12 and 10. It says, I heard that loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of Yahuwah and the power of Hamashiach, for the accuser of thy brethren is cast down, which accused them before Yahuwah day and night. Okay, and that's exactly what they do, the accuser of thy brethren. Okay, when you go into this word accuser, it goes into what, categorize. Let me get it. And that's what they try to do. They try to put us in these different categories as far as black Hebrew Israelites, try to put us in the same thing as the January 6th thing, trying to put us with these white supremacists. Okay. Saki, where is it? Accuser. God and the power. He to cast down.
Strong's G 2725. Kategeras.
Okay. Category.
Thayer's Lexicon, related entry. Kategor.
Against one in assembly, complaint at law. Yeah, because what is their laws? They put out laws and then they don't pass none of them. Okay, because they say you can have free speech, but then what do? Hey, we can't have that kind of free speech, right? So like it goes into this one right here. Yep. So right here.
Strong's G58. Agara. Agara.
Yep. Agara. So public debating. So they're using this legislation by categorizing us in these public atmospheres, in these speeches, okay, to be able to say, hey, we're trying to fight. We're fighting these order out of chaos people, but the order out of chaos people, okay, which are the men of the Lord, what they say, okay, they're not coming with no swords. They're not coming with they're not waging war on the people, because again, we have no power. We have power through this word, and that's it. And we're supposed to trust in our Lord. We're not assembling. We're assembling together in the brotherhood, but not to combat, not to be physical. Okay. And what are they trying to do? Put us on trial when we have them on trial. We're the judges. Okay. Isaiah 1:26. The Lord is raising up judges like the days of old. Okay. Trying to put us in that category. Framing mischief. What was that? Psalms. Let me get this. Psalms 94 and 20. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And that's what they're doing. They're coming with these unrighteous decrees, which they're not even laws that they actually pass. They're not in the Bill of Rights. They're not in anything like that. They're going against their own Bill of Rights and their own Constitution, bringing in Revelation 13:11, their draconian measures. It says 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. And that's what they're trying to do. They're ganging up in these, in these meetings with all these different heathen nations to combat, because they know that they have but a short time. They know that their time's up, because when we were put low, Lamentations speaks about that, that what they hissed and they wagged, because we were brought to a low estate, because we had them with the rod of iron. Okay, King David wasn't playing. Psalms 94 and 22, but Yahuwah is my defense and my power. Yahuwah is the rock of my refuge, and that rock is Yahushai. And he shall bring upon them their iniquity and shall cut them off from their own wickedness. Yeah, the Lord Yahuwah shall cut them off. So the Lord's going to cut these devils off. Okay, all we got to do is trust in the Lord, and he's going to recompense our enemies. Romans 16 and 18, but they that are such serve not Yahushai. How about? No, that's not it. I think it might be 19. Here, I'll get this one then. Can't think of that scripture. That's 1 Thessalonians. Let's see, 2 Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahuwah to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So that is a righteous thing for Yahuwah Shemashai to recompense our enemies. Okay? And he's waiting. He's sitting on the throne. He's, because again, to him, it's only been a couple days. Okay? And recompense means what? Payback. For all the things, all the rape, robbing, murdering, things that we don't even know about. Okay, the Lord's going to put that spirit to meditate evils on our people. Because again, Jake is always, trying to be nice and everything's all good. Okay, but again, this is not all good. This is time for payment. This is time for time to pay the piper. Okay. Okay, going back to it, this is so we got that Psalms 94, going back to Revelation 12. And this is just some of the things, how they're wroth. Okay, I didn't really get to read them, you know what I mean? Because the Spirit jumped on me to go a couple different other places. But, this is, so you have the DHS board, this is June 7th of this year, right? It says the summary of terrorism threat to the United States. This is what the DHS, okay, Department of Homeland Security, okay? So this is straight from the the peaks of the mountaintops, right, of Esau, Edom. It says right here, it says this is what they're coming after. Yep, it's in the first one. It says these targets can include public gatherings, faith-based, right there, faith-based. And that's all we have is faith. All we have faith. Faith is the hope of the substance of the things not seen. Okay? That's all we have is faith, right? This is a faith-based ministry. Okay? Because again, we don't see Yahuwah Shem Shai, but we see the glowing, brothers. We see the change in our hearts and our spirits. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of the things hoped for and the evidence of the things not seen. For by the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahuwah, so that the things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. So that word is Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the word, and he's what? That's the decree that Yahuwah sent his son Yahawashi to create this world. Okay? To create everything that you see. Okay? 4. By faith Abel offered unto Yahuwah a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. Going into Abel is the righteous and Cain is the wicked, by which he obtained, which is Jacob would be the righteous now, and what Esau would be the wicked. So Jake, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native Americans would be the righteous if they're in their right state of mind. And Esau, which is the white man of today, would be the wicked, which by obtained witness that he was righteous, and Yahuwah testifying of the gifts, and by it as being dead yet speaketh. But by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Yahuwah had translated him. For before his translation he had testimony, and he pleased Yahuwah. So Enoch had the testimony of our Lord Yahuwah Shem Shai. Okay, so he was what translated. He was beamed up, and that's what we're praying to. Be beamed up in the time of adversity, right? It says 7, by faith Noah being warned, and Noah what prophesied for 120 years to what the flood came. And that's what we're telling our people. There's about to be a fire, a great big fire. There's gonna be a fire coming, and people don't believe it because they love what oh, Slaki, I skipped the whole chapter. 6. Yeah, Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that it's okay, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that coming to Yahuwah must believe that he is, and that's what Yahuwah means in the ancient Hebrew. He is, or he exists, and that he is a rewarder, which is Yahawashi. He's the rewarder of him that diligently seek him. Okay, but it says 7, by faith Noah being warned, and Noah means rest. Okay, by faith Noah being warned of Yahuwah of all things not seen as yet, moved with fear. And that's the same thing the men of the Lord are moving with fear. Because I heard thy speech, Habakkuk 3:2. I was afraid, so who can? And then also Amos 3:8, where it speaks about that lion had roared, who can but prophesy? Okay, that's the fear that the elect has. Okay, not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of the house, by which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. Okay, and that whole chapter, Hebrews 11, speaks about our forefathers. Okay, about what they have faith in, how the Lord was able to redeem them. Also in Sirach 2, it speaks about that. I think about 14. Okay, and prepare the ark, and that's what we're doing. We're preparing the ark, which is what the tabernacle of David, that spiritual temple. Because what? They're coming after the faith-based people. Okay, this is the Department of Homeland Security. Okay, what this has reached the heavens? Or it's like, well, it's their iniquity has reached the heavens, but this has reached what? The mountaintops. Okay, and what? They're found liars. Okay, let's get a couple more scriptures. Let's see. Now I'm just gonna read the headers. This is the world. This is the insider. The founder of World Economic Forum explains why a new mindset is giving hope for the climate action, and shares which companies which they are getting it right. Yeah, so like we need validation from Klaus Schwab, which is nothing but a transformer, and he's nothing but a what? Transformer, and nothing but he's a Rothschild. Okay, he's a red child. He's an Edomite. Okay, and that's all you need to know. Profane outside the temple. This is another one that I think the elder Yashawamba had put this up. The NCITE. Okay, this is a group to combat the truth. Okay, and they have an article called, they have a thing that they're coming up against the so-called, they call us black Hebrew Israelites, which is black means void of light. Okay, and black and white is nothing but there's nobody that's black and white. Okay, because black is a false social construct that Esau Edom put in place to make him white, which means purity, and black means void of light. Okay, And what that does is it puts a negative connotation, because you have what is black? Black death. What are those goths where they wear all black? Okay, and that's what they depict us as, when we're actually different shades of brown. And Esau is what? A red man, going back to his pigmentation, okay, of him being cursed with what? Leprosy, okay, for what? Killing his brother Abel. And he was cursed with what? To have that evidence on him of who he was, and that came out with Esau, when he came out red and hairy like a garment all over, okay, going into what? This pigmentation, okay, which goes into what? Edom, which goes into red out of one. Okay, that's another group. And then you got what? You got, I might go back over these a little. I did a bunch of lessons on them already. But I might, now I actually got them all together. This is the UN declares. Yeah, UN declares war on dangerous conspiracy theories. The world is not secretly manipulated by the global elite. So conspiracy goes into two or more gathered together to do wickedness. And that's exactly what they're doing. These are not conspiracy theories. They're conspiracy facts. Okay? This is the truth. This is another one. And these are all different agencies that they're coming with. Okay? This is, what does it say? Recognize suspicious activity. So this is what? Department of Homeland Security. So it says suspicious activity. All right, I have to read into that one a little bit. So this is another one. Yeah, so this is the one where they're coming in with the faith base, coming after our people. But because we're combating their lies and their deception, and coming with what? The truth. It says, and that's why they're wroth. Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of the testimony, they love not their lives unto death. And that's how the men of the Lord truly are. Okay? They're not going to worry about what death, because again, you're not supposed to be afraid of what man can do, but you're supposed to be afraid of Yahuwah Shema Shai and what he can do, because he can be able to kill your spirit and kill your body and bring you back on this earth, back to this hell in this condition. Okay? It says, and real quick, this is Daniel, because only the righteous are going to have that understanding of that. Daniel 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white, and tried by the wicked shall do wickedly. It says, and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So the wise are going to be the ones with wisdom. That's why I was going into, the Spirit had me going into that, because wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times, and those that fear Yahuwah Shema Shai, that is actually a treasure. Okay? Because again, you can't go buy fear. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens that dwell therein. So the elect is rejoicing because we see the downfall of our enemy. It says, woe to the habitants of the earth and of the sea. So again, the habitants of the earth, the wicked, right? The seer goes into the people. For the devil, which is the adversary of righteousness, which is Esau, Edom. It says, come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Yeah, so the triumphing of the wicked is but for a short time. Okay, they were set up for a little season to be able to bring forth, wickedness. So we can be able to understand what wickedness is and be able to come back to righteousness, to be omnipotent like our Lord. We had to eat the tree of good and evil to be able to be true judges. Okay. 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast down on the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. That woman goes into the elect. Okay. They are what known as the women, because Yahuwah Shai is the husbandman and we are his wives. Okay, we're known as Zion is known as a delicate woman. Okay, and it says, and then the man-child is speaking about Yahuwah Shai, and that dragon is speaking about, Rome, in which this is Rome 2.0. Okay, and that beast is what? Esau, Edom. Okay, Babylon the Great, coming with the whore that coming at all angles. Why exposing them for their wickedness through what? The prophets, that consuming fire. And this devil is wroth. He's butthurt. Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. Okay, why is he angry? Because again, he's getting exposed. He's getting exposed for who he is, the son of perdition. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of the seed, which keep the commandments of Yahuwah and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. So what's the testimony? Following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of ability, not bowing down to what the beast system, not falling for what his trickery. Okay, following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, right? Knowing that this devil has no chance. Okay, because the Lord is in control of the movie, right? And it's what reached up to the mountaintops, and now they have to come with draconian measures. Deuteronomy 33 and 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, happy is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahuwah, in the shield of thy help, who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Okay? Tread upon their high places, which goes into what? Their government. Okay, we're treading upon their high places in the gates of the nobles. They know who the Hebrew Israelites are. And they are what? Like, how can we stop them? But again, going into it, 2 Corinthians 13 and 8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Yeah, so because the Lord is what wrote the movie. Okay, we're nothing but vessels, and we're praying that we're on the right-hand side of things. Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace, I create evil, I, Yahuwah, do all these things. So the Lord does all these things. Okay? He's the one that's stirring up the minds of these different kings to come to war. Because again, they had everything already. But what do? They have also that greed, that pride. And pride's going to be what? Shooken down. Proverbs 21 and 30, there is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against Yahuwah. So you can't, there's no counsel that's going against Yahuwah Shema Shai. Okay? Let me just get a scripture on that. So when they're forming these certain groups, okay, they think that they're actually doing shit. But the Lord is just letting them, leading them along so they can be able to get caught up in their ways. Because there's death and life in the tongue. This is Sirach 42. Yep. It says 19. He declared the things that are past, and for to come, and revealed the steps of the hidden things. So again, just because the judgment hasn't gone forth, right? Does that mean that the Lord forgot about it? No. He's mad with the wicked every day. Okay? And he's reserved the wicked for the day of judgment, right? It says 20, no thought escapeth him, neither any word is hidden from him. So no word is hidden from him because he wrote this story from the beginning. Okay? And he has the messengers that are everyone's working for him, right? And as I'm going to show you in this, and they tell him what's going on. Okay? Everything's in order in the heavens. That's how it's going to be on earth. It says 21, he had garnished the excellent works of wisdom, and he is the form of everlasting to everlasting, and to him may nothing be added. Yeah, nothing can be added. So Esau's not going to do nothing. It speaks about that in Job 15 and 3. There's a bounds that, or Job 14 and 3. There's a bounds that he can't cross. Okay? But only the true men of the Lord know that. Yep. Job 14 and 5, seeing the days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that cannot pass. So he's not going to be able to pass any point that Yahuwah Shema Shai didn't already redeem from the beginning to pass. Because again, when you see the prophets, that means that a kingdom is going down. This is Daniel 2 and 20. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahuwah forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth the kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and the knowledge to them that know understanding. So anything that these different nations have had, Yahuwah Shema Shai has given them the technology or the slaves to be able to do it. Okay, just like he created the wasters to destroy. And just like he created the prophets to be able to preach the downfall of this queendom, to have our people come to repentance. 22, he revealed the deep secret things. He knoweth that what is in the darkness and the light that dwelleth with them. Okay, so he knows what these devils are doing in the dark because he's the one that is having them do it, putting the spirit on them. It says 21, he had garnished the excellent works of wisdom. He is from everlasting to everlasting. Unto him may nothing be added, neither can he be diminished, and he had no need of a counselor. Okay, when you go into that word, the word gainsayer, it goes into diminish, and that's what these first of all, Edomites try to do, but also what these 2/3, they try to diminish the word, take away from Yahuwah and what he's done for our people by waking us up, and try to glorify themselves. Okay, had no need of a counselor, so Yahuwah doesn't need a counselor. Okay, now he has angels that are up there, but again, he needs no counselor. Okay, it says 22, how desirable are his works, that you may see even to spark. All these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient. That's the point I want to get. The left side and the right side, they're all obedient to Yahweh Shema Shai. All things are double one against another, and he had made nothing imperfect. One thing established the good, or another, who shall be filled with beholding his glory. So again, it even takes wisdom to make a fool. Okay? And with Esau being created, the wicked, we're able to understand wickedness, to be able to judge what wickedness is, to be able to come back to righteousness. This is Sirach 33 and yep, look at the point. 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and they are 2 and 2, one against another. Because what? The Lord is a man of war. Okay? This is the movie, right? You have the protagonist, which is Jake, and you have the antagonist, which is the villain, which is Esau Edom. Okay? And they're all obedient to Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? This is 1 Peter 2 and 8. 1 Peter 2 and 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. Let me get 7. Unto their believed he is precious, but unto them which will be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. That's Yahweh Shai. A stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. So again, they were appointed. Let me read this in NLT. It says, and he is the stone that makes people stumble, the rock that makes them, because again, this word is what? Like a two-edged sword cutting asunder, whether for righteousness or wickedness. It says the rock that makes them fall, they stumble because they do not obey Yahweh's word. So they do not obey, who's the word? Yahweh Shai, Revelation 19 and 13. And so they meet that fate, what was planned for them. So it was already planned from the beginning. Okay, and what the righteous are going to, what right here, it says, but you are chosen, it says, but you are a chosen generation, of royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that should show forth praises unto him who had called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. So out of darkness, which is Esau Edom's shadow, which this is known as the shadow of death, that's set at a low morals. Okay, there's no morals. You can marry a dog. You can, I saw a guy, he was he basically married his car. He it's like an old Camaro, like a 1990s Camaro, and he's basically like hugging the Camaro, and he sleeps with the Camaro and things like this. This place is sick, and they have ordinances where you can be able to be with the animal, okay, and be with robots, okay, and the Lord is what, raising up a royal priesthood that what is going to be having that rod of iron. And let's get it, because this is the reward. This is what it's all about. Okay, Romans 2 and 20. Revelation 2. But we gotta what? Endure to the end. Okay, Revelation 2 and 25. But at which you have already hold fast till I come. So hold fast unto this word. That means keep doing following the law, statutes, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. Keep doing this work. Occupy till I come. And he that overcometh keepeth my works unto the end. Of him will I give him power over the nations, and they shall rule with them with the rod of iron, as the vessels of potters shall be broken to shivers, even as I received in my Father. I will give him the morning star, which is Yahweh Shai. He that hear, let him hear. And that the Spirit said unto the churches, again, and where are the churches? The camps. Okay, the camps that are what, coming with that true doctrine. Let me just highlight that real quick. Okay, and that's what we're going to be able to get, that rod of iron. So all this BS that we see, all this gainsaying and all this resistance, there's not going to be no resistance, because what the King of Righteousness is going to be right there, Yahweh Shai, Melchizedek. Okay, there's going to be order restored on the earth. Okay, and what? A man's goings are of the Lord. How can he know his ways? And what we're supposed to be doing is what? Combating these devils, breaking down strongholds, right? 2 Corinthians 10, 4. For the weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahuwah, pulling down strongholds. So pulling down this BS that's in the world. Okay, that's going on in this world. As far as these people that are coming with these false philosophies, they're coming with their democracy, they're coming with their information warriors. Okay, we're breaking down those strongholds through this word, knocking them down, hewing them, cutting them. Okay, breaking them into pieces, breaking down their foundation from the inside out. Their economy on the inside, the outside is going to be the hypersonic missiles that the spirit of Yahuwah is going to be inside, and also with the chariot on the top, which is the chariot, which is like a mountain with Yahuwah, that fathership coming down with those laser beams and striking down those that don't believe. Okay, and also redeeming his elect. Okay, casting them, bringing them up, translating them into the the chariots, Lord willing, right? 2 Corinthians, Adawan Rataza, Yahweh Shem Rashai, that we're of the elect. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, casting down imaginations, okay? And every high thing. So casting down these white images, casting down that the white man is a good guy. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalt itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to obedience of a Mashiach. So again, every thought to obedience, because even these heathen nations are going to know, don't play. Okay, because again, that rod will be right there. And we're going to have to teach the nations how to be righteous. Now, we know they're going to go off, okay, but that's what the judges are there for. I want to read this in the NLT. It says, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing Yahweh. We capture the rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Hamashiach. So again, that goes into a correction, okay, and no one's above correction. Okay, because the Lord is trying us in the fire. So it's not about how much rank you have. You could, if you're going off, that's what the brothers are there for, to correct you. Because again, brothers are not going to be able to correct anybody anymore. There's not going to be no more reproof. And because there's going to be a famine of the word. That's what that whole lesson is about, or as far as the video. You know what I mean? As far as they're going to try to come after this truth. But again, the Lord is going to raise up a standard for his elect. Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, said Yahweh Bashem Rashai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. So again, the Lord is going to have our tongues cleave to our mouth, and we're not going to be able to give you the understanding. Okay? Because again, the time's up. That grace period is over, because once the elect is sealed, right, the north, south, east, and west, as it speaks about in Revelation, are going to be, all destruction's going to happen, which we're close to. We're in the decline of Esau's kingdom. He's at his last straw before he blows up. Amos 8 and 12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north to even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahuwah, and they shall not find it. So again, they're going to go to the spots where brothers were preaching on the highways and the byways. They're not going to see it. They're going to go to the internet, but the internet's going to be down. Okay? So again, it's important to make no tarrying to the Lord. Okay, seek him while he may be found, and take heed, which heed means to listen. Ezekiel 3 and 25, but thou, O son of man, behold, thou shalt put bands upon thee, and thou shalt bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. So we're not going to be going on the highways and the byways at a certain point. That's why it's important that we make sure brothers always make it to camp, because we're at the last times, and you don't want to be sitting at your house and saying, damn, I should have did the work. But now time's up. Okay? It says 26, I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb. And thou shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are rebellious house. So again, there's not going to be no more person to reprove you. Okay? You're not going to be able to go look for answers, because again, you mocked and you scoffed. Right? Real quick. 2 Chronicles 36 and 15, the Lord Yahuwah Shem Rashai of fathers sent him by the messengers, rising betimes, so that word betimes goes into early, before the destruction happens, and sending because he had compassion on his people in his dwelling place. So the Lord has compassion on his people. That's why he sent forth the prophets, to be able to give the understandings. So again, you can't say, well, I didn't hear this, I didn't know it. Okay? It's everywhere. Habakkuk 2 and 14. 2 Chronicles 36 and 16. But they mocked the messengers. Who are the messengers? Those are the prophets in celestial bodies. And also you have the messengers which are in celestial bodies, which would be considered the angels. And we give the message to Yahuwah Shem Shai through what this word, this decree. It says, and despise his words and misuse his prophets until the wrath of Yahuwah arose against his people till there was no remedy. So when Esau Edom comes in a flood, he starts banging on your door. Okay, and you didn't hearken to this word. Guess what? Now there's no remedy. There's no healing agent. Okay, there's no what they have no. I think I read it earlier. They have no cloak for their sins. Okay, time's up. Ezekiel 3 and going. Yep. 27. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus said Yahuwah Shem Shai, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. So again, our people are stiff-necked. They don't want to listen because they're like Esau. They become like Esau. They surpass the wicked. They think they know everything. They got that catfish wisdom. Yo, I know who Ra is. You know, they like Ra. I know I know the Lord is a black man, but they don't know what black means. Okay? And they don't know his name. So really they are what? In the congregation of the dead. Okay? This is me and the brother Ash were speaking about this at camp yesterday. This chapter right here. This is Psalms 38 and 9. It says, Yahuwah Shai, all my desire is before thee. All my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart painteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of my eyes, it is also gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. Okay, so again, when you have this truth, they treat you like you're a disease, like you are the problem. And that's what Esau Edom's going to be doing, because they're going to call us. That's why it speaks about a man's foe shall be of his own household. Because again, Esau is going to paint us as that as the villain. Okay, when really he's the villain, right? That the hypocrite. Okay, it says Psalms 38 and 12, and that's how you have to be in this ministry. What I've learned. You know what I mean? It's better to be alone than to be around a lot of people of the world, because people of the world don't have the understanding. You know, that's why the brotherhood is so important, because they have the understanding of what you're going through and what's actually going on, while the rest of the world is blinded. Psalms 38 and 12. They also seek after my life, lay snares for me, and they that seek my heart speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all day long. And that's what they're doing in these think tanks, these Bilderberg meetings. That lady that was speaking, they're trying to figure out how they can be able to come after the people, but they don't have the understanding that the Lord is the one that's in control. That's why they can't do nothing. Okay, and they can't touch the elect. The only ones that they're going to be able to touch are going to be the 2/3. Psalms 38 and 13. But as a deaf man heard not, and I was dumb man that opened not my mouth. So again, no more reproofs. Let me go to the NLT. But I am deaf to all the threats. I am silent before them as one who cannot speak. Okay, so again, going into, you have that mindset. Your eye is singular on Yahuwah Shem Shai. You're not letting no one worry about the threats. Okay, it says, thus I was a man that heareth not, in whose mouth are no reproofs. Yeah, I choose to hear nothing, and I make no reply. So again, the word has already been sealed. It's already been put out there. We don't need to say anything more, because it speaks about that actually in Sirach 28. And also in Revelation 6 and 4, it says, hold on to that oil and wine. This is right here. It says, Sirach 28. Yep, and 24. It says, look that thou hedge thy possession about with thy thorns, and bind up thy silver and gold. So again, going into the straight gate, going down that straight path, which is a position of difficulty. The silver and the gold goes into what? This word, holding on to it. Okay, that treasure. I weigh the words in balance. I make a door and bar for thy mouth. So again, no, just because things are tough, you're not saying, why, Lord, why are you not helping me? You know what I mean? You're calling on Yahuwah Shem Shai, and you're believing in him. Okay, because again, there's death and life in the tongue. Okay, beware thou slide by it, lest they fall before him that lieth in wait. Who's lying in wait? Esau Edom. Okay, lying to what? Catch you in your words. The Lord said he's going to give us the words to be able to speak, just like he does with these epistles. Okay, we just got to trust in him and believe in the process. This is Psalms 38 and 14. Read it again, because this is the point of it. Thus I was a man that heareth not, in whose mouth are no reproof. So again, going into the famine of the word. For in thee, O Yahuwah, do I hope. Thou wilt hear, O Yahweh Shema Shai, for I have said, hear me, lest otherwise thou shalt rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. So again, what? Everybody's praying for our downfall. Okay? Everybody. The man's foe shall be his own household. You got Esau, you got the flesh, but Yahuwah Shai is for you. Okay? If you have faith as a mustard seed, you shall be able to move mountains. It says 17, for I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. So again, we're fighting infirmities. We're fighting, the whole world. Okay, but again, Yahuwah Shai is on our side. We are friends. Okay, and with this wisdom, is stability. It says, for I will declare my iniquity, I will be sorrow for my sin. So again, constantly repenting for our past lives, and in this life, praying the Lord has mercy on us the day of judgment. 19, but my enemies are lively, they are strong, and they hate me wrongfully are multiplied. So they're multiplied. You have India, you have Russia, you have all these different nations that are coming against this truth because they believe they are next. But the Lord Yahuwah Shai has put them in a trick bag where they're going to fight against each other and ultimately try to fight against Yahuwah Shai, and they're going to be destroyed with that chariot ship, okay, with the brightness of his coming. It says 20, they also that render evil for good are my adversaries, because I follow the thing that are good. The good is. It says they repay me evil for good and oppose me for pursuing good. Yeah, so again, 59, because there's nothing but abominations in this world. So anytime you're trying to come with the truth, okay, what happens? You get combated because this world loves wickedness. Isaiah 59:15. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that depart from evil make himself prey. And Yahuwah saw it, and it was displeased him that there was no judgment, and now the judgment is starting to come forth. Okay, the Lord is not prolonging his word anymore. So those that are against his word are going to be knocked out. You're going to get that KO. Okay, this is John 3:19, and this is the condemnation, okay, the judgment, that light, which is the truth, is coming to the world, so all around the world, and men love darkness, they love confusion rather than the light because their deeds were evil. So they love being man on man, woman on woman, transformers. They love following after white Jesus. They like following, they like money, they like riches, they like Esau's money. Okay, 20, for everyone that doeth evil hate the light, neither cometh to the light lest their deeds shall be reproved. So again, their deeds are being exposed for who they actually are. Okay, even with these false congregations, these false prophets, they're being exposed for their evil doings, that they truly don't believe in Yahuwah Shema Shai. And the Lord's going to repay them. It says, they also that render evil for good, my adversaries, because I follow the thing that is good. So when you follow Yahuwah Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation. It says 21, forsake me not, O Yahuwah, O my power, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Yahuwah Shema Shai, my salvation. Okay? Yahuwah Shai is our salvation. That's the one we're supposed to be trusting in, right? This is Psalms. I'm about to wrap it up. A couple more scriptures. This is Psalms 27:1. It says, the Lord Yahuwah is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahuwah is the strength of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even on my enemies and foes, came upon me to eat my flesh, they stumbled and fell. And that's what they're going to be trying to do, trying to devour you with their super soldiers, with their the United Nations troops, with their sleeper cells, okay, with their drones, with their bugs, okay, with their barium aluminum in the air, with their heart machine floods, okay, with their heating centers, their cooling centers, okay, but they stumbled and fell. Though a host shall encamp against me, that host goes into armies, right? Though a host encamp against me, my heart, which is my mind, shall not fear. Through war rise against me, in this I will be confident. And we're confident that it speaks about that. And I know I keep going on and on, but, that's the spirit, and that's a blessing. Deuteronomy 20:1, when thou goest out to battle against thy enemies and seest horses and chariots and my people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for Yahuwah Shema Shai is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Okay, and it shall be when you come nigh unto battle, thy priest shall approach and speak unto the people. And I shall say unto them, hear, O Israel, and you approach in this day unto you, battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, Fear not and do not tremble, neither be terrified because of them. For Yahuwah our power is he that goeth with you to fight you for against your enemies to save you. Okay? So again, this is in the law. This is in the second law, Deuteronomy. Okay? So we're not supposed to fear not, because the Lord is the one that trains us for battle. Okay? And he's gonna rid us of this evil, wicked, strange children. Psalms 144:1. Blessed be Yahuwah my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, in whom I will trust, who subdueth my people under me. Okay? You know what I mean? And that's comforting to know that the Lord is with you. You just got to trust in him. Okay? And that goes through what? Doing the work. Putting in that work. And not being, resting on your laurels. It says Psalms 27:4. One thing I've desired of Yahuwah that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahuwah all the days of my life. What's that house? The tabernacle of David. To behold the beauty of Yahuwah, to inquire in his temple. Okay? In that body, right? For in that time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. Okay? In his secret of his tabernacle shall hide me. He shall set me upon thy rock. Who's that rock? That's Yahuwah. Okay? That's Psalms 25:14. Psalms 25:14. The secret of Yahuwah is with them that fear him, and he will show him his covenant. My eyes are ever towards Yahuwah. He shall pluck my feet out of the net. Yeah, what is that net? Esau Edom, that cunning hunter. He has us in a net because we're in his society. Okay, but the Lord is gonna lift us up. He's gonna lift up that standard. That's Proverbs 18. Because we called upon the name. Proverbs 18:10. The name of Yahuwah is a strong tower. The righteous run into it, it is safe. So again, that tower is able to lift up when the flood comes in, when Esau Edom comes in like that flood. Okay? This is Psalms 18:2. Psalms 18:2. The Lord Yahuwah is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, Yahuwah, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and my horn of my salvation and my high tower. Okay, I will call upon Yahuwah, he is worthy to be praised. So shall be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of the ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented. Why does it say hell right there? What is hell? A condition played out on earth. Okay, it says the grave wrapped its ropes around me. Death laid a trap in my path. Who's that? That's Esau Edom. He's known as death and hell. In my distress, I called upon Yahuwah and cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of the temple in my cry and came before him and even into my ears. Okay? It says, then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. And that's what's going to be happening to this place. The Lord's going to send forth his judgment with those hypersonic missiles. Okay? It's going to be shaken to and fro like a drunkard. So I'm going to end it in this scripture. This is Psalm 62:1-8. It's the Psalm 62:1. Truly my soul wait upon Yahuwah, for him cometh my salvation. Let me just highlight that real quick. Cometh my salvation, which is Yahuwah. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will you imagine mischief against a man? You shall be slain of all you as a bowing wall. You shall be as a tottering fence. Okay, and that's what this place is doing. It's a tottering fence. It's going back and forth, rocking, and it's about to be broken through by this word. This word is breaking through. Okay, it says they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Yeah, so again, they come with that bullshit. Okay, that double tongue, that serpent speech. 5. My soul, wait thou only on thy power, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In my power, Yahuwah is my salvation and my glory. My rock and strength and my refuge is in Yahuwah. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart. So pour out your mind, which goes into this work. Because if you have faith as a mustard seed, you're going to do the works. Okay, faith without works is not dead. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. So crying out with these tears, as far as these epistles. So with that, call hala Yahuwah Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Shalom to elect. Kwam Yashala.